Okay, Brett is starting the game, serving against Scott, who had a great return. Okay, and you're also going to see in the background, Rue is doing some tricks. Sit. Paw. Down. Sit. Spin. Sit. Okay, high five. Rue, high five. No, you go away. High five. She doesn't like Ranger being there. Okay, we're back to 0-0 now. And really nice drop by Scott. Come on, Rue. All right, we're still zeros. Scott with a nice undercut on the dink, and then a top spin on the dink. Like to see that. Hey Brett, what's Scott's partner's name? I don't know. Would you ask him? John? I couldn't tell. Boy, Brett has just been finding the back line on his serves. Oh, that was nice. All right, Scott just put away Brett's Ernie. And now we finally got somebody on the board. Marc will be serving 1-0 to Scott. Scott's service returns have a lot of nice backspin on them. Rue. Now we are 2-0. Marc serving on the line. Looks like Brett's got his legs back. He's getting nice and low under that cross-court dink. Another Scott with two nice drives there with backspin on them. Rue, sit. Okay, down. Down. Okay. Boy, Scott had two really nice twoies there. One of them was good for a point. On the third one, actually, that wasn't a twoie. Oh, that was a nice, almost like a drop serve right there. 2 inches over the line. All right, Brett hanging in there with the cross-court dinks. Marc serving 3-1. Marc with just enough drop on that last drive. And now they're 4-1. Marc playing deep in the transition zone for the most part, but it's kind of working for him. It's kind of like a quasi shake and bake they've got going over here. Brett playing close to the kitchen line. Nice pickup by Brett. Brett with a really nice one-hand backhand right there. Oh, and Marc looked like he was going soft on that, but it was still too hard. All right, now we're 2-4, and again with a nice shallow serve. Kind of like that if it's done on purpose. Oh. They both had a forehand opportunity right there, and they couldn't decide in time. All right, John serving at 3-4. Slice serve. All right, Scott serving slice serve again at 3-4. Wow, a great pickup by Brett. Oh my gosh, that was an incredible defensive point for Brett and Marc. Brett's doing really a great job at softening those hard shots by Josh. And I'm sorry that I don't know whether his name is Josh or John. We asked him what it was, but he didn't say it loud enough. Really nice drop by Scott there. And we're going to be 5-3 now. Nice pickups on those defensive shots by Brett. Another nice inside-out slice serve by Josh, but Scott doesn't get the third shot over the net. Boy, that was a great serve by Scott. That made up for that last point. So now we're 4-5. Marc with some nice defense there. I kind of thought that last ball that he hit was out, but he tried to hit an ATP, and now we're 5-5. Wow, that looked out to me. All right, I don't have the mental note capacity to say, look at that point on video, but I kind of think that they got away with another one there. I got Scott with the put away on that one. And a good serve nets them a point. Service return was long. And now we're 6-5. Brett serving. Wow, Brett had a really nice right hand fetch there. All right, we're 5-6 now. Middle depth on the slice serve. Boy, Brett fielded that one nicely, but then put it just a little bit wide. And now we are 6-6. Boy, that was a great shot. Nice drop, Marc. Down, down. Boy, Brett just sat on that ball as it came off the net and then put it away. All right, we're still 6, oh, we're 6 up. So it looks like Brett's getting some really nice hard smashes, but Josh and Scott both have really nice hands, and they're picking up those smashes better than the previous teams were. All right, so we're back to 6-6 now. Marc gets away with a little tomahawk there. Marc has a good tomahawk. Ooh, they got away with one there. Nice charity indeed. That one's gonna come hard. Nope. Rue, come. Oh, very nice shot by Marc down the line. And we're off the 6-6 tie now. Marc serving at 7-6. Really nice backspin again by Scott on the service return. It was also deep. And here comes Brett. That's a no-doubter. Brett getting to stand off to the side of the court almost and just hit straight down. Boy, all of a sudden we went from 6-6 to now 9-6 in about 20 seconds. Brett was not under that ball enough. All right, Scott serving at 6-9 now. Wow. That was great defense though, Marc. Scott with a really nice ATP there. Nice cover by Marc on the Ernie that Brett wanted, but the ball wasn't close enough to the sideline for him to get at the Ernie. All right, 7-9 now. Oh, and Josh read that ball as out a little bit on the early side, and it wasn't out. So now we got a 9-7, Marc serving to Josh. Brett with another good righty pickup. Couldn't quite get the twoie pickup there though. Yeah, in case there was any question there as to whether that reservice return was out, it was. Nice cross-court reset by Marc. Wow. Got some great defense going here by Brett. Wow, what a point. That was an incredible point. Had a little of everything. All right, we are 7-10 now. Josh serving. Marc going with his patented resets there. Oh no. Wow, Marc and Brett made some amazing defensive plays there. Scott and Josh had some opportunities. So it's still 7-10. All right, so we're 8-10 now. Boy, Scott was in full attack mode right there with his twoie, looking really good. All right, so we're 9-10 now. That's a beautiful deep return by Marc. Leaves that one a little bit high. Wow, that was a nice surprise shot by Marc. I don't think Josh thought he was going to come back at him. So we're 10-9 now. Oh, Scott had one he could swing at, but he swung too hard. Game over, 11-9, Brett and Marc.